Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. When you sometimes get involved in like a hand-me-down little thing, like something that you used for a while, but then you discard as garbage, don't give it as a gift and say, hey, I give it to you because it's garbage. Or I would have thrown this in garbage, but instead I will gift it to you. No, it is awful. If you consider something that you would not use, how can you give it to someone else? Unless you don't respect that someone else. So let's say you have a car that is garbage, you would just burn it, and you give it as a gift to someone else, something that you would not use, and tell that person, I'm going to give this to you, but actually I wouldn't have driven it, it's garbage, but I give it to you. And the other person, if the other person respects himself or herself, would say, get out of here, you're a bad person, you really are. Well, this is exactly what these guys are doing with Ukraine. They give Ukraine weapons that they discarded. They said, we're going to throw these airplanes away, we're not going to use them, they're not good. But you know what, we give them to you. To do what exactly? Oh, so you can use them to fight Russia? So basically, I give you something that I would not put my own pilots on to fight against an enemy in the 21st century because they're garbage, but I give it to you to fight the Russians? Unless you think the Russians will use slingshots to get you down. This is exactly what the Netherlands, for instance, is doing, and others, I think Belgium, is giving the Ukrainians F-16s that would scrape otherwise. Not good for me, but perfect for you. Is that a honest proposition? No, I think it's garbage, but that shows you how they look at the Ukrainians, these good Western leaders. Let me show you this article, which comes from the Telegraph. Ukraine's quote-unquote new second-hand F-16 fighters will soon need replacing. Here are the options. Why replacing? Remember, nothing wrong to have nothing wrong. There's a lot of things wrong with something being second-hand in the first place. There's the first one. But the second one is, how bad, in what kind of shape the second-hand F-16 fighters are. I'll tell you right now, in very bad shape. Let me show you. I skimmed through the article, at least through first 2-3 paragraphs. Ukraine's new F-16 fighters could arrive any day now. But there's only new to Ukraine. In fact, Kiev's first batch of 18 supersonic single-engine F-16s is coming from Dutch Air Force stocks. Oh, nothing wrong with that. The Dutch have begun retiring their F-16s after decades of hard use. And you give it to the Ukrainians to fight in a life and death situation? You're a criminal. I can't find any other. You will find any other word for something like this? I give you a very unsafe car to drive. I wouldn't drive this shit. I wouldn't have driven that car a bit because it's very unsafe. I fuck that car like crazy. But you know what? I give it to you. And you know you're going to go and compete with it. Compete. In a rally? Death. Nah, this is garbage. Freeing up money. So it's about the money. Cruise and ramp space for a fleet of brand new F-35 stealth fighters. Yeah, they've been doing this since the beginning of this war. They were giving the Ukrainians garbage, and they were feeding Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and others, Rheinmetall of Germany, and other garbages. The ex-Dutch F-16s are representatives of the new old planes that Ukraine's foreign allies have pledged to the war effort. The Netherlands, Denmark, and Norway together are offering as many as 60 F-16s. All of the jets are around 40 years old. In terms of technology, that is 5 lifetimes. I'm just kidding, but no. Oh, we got here the guys who are gonna take care of us. Yes, the Lockheed Martin made F-16s have been deeply upgraded. Yes, that's exactly what I said so many freaking times. Yes, they represent a major boost in air defense and ground attack capability for the beleaguered Ukrainian air forces. No, these particular jets are not a long-term solutions to Ukrainian aerial needs. You know why? Because they will be shut down one by one. There will be people dying in the cockpits. People, man, people. Criminals. Criminals. And they will, yes, they will represent a major boost in air defense and ground. How? They're old and depleted and garbage. But they're going to show up tomorrow and today, and tomorrow they will be shut down. People will die. For what? For 3 days you're going to have boost some air defense? This is just garbage, man. Garbage. After a few hundred hours of having flying that further stresses their aging airframes, the ex-Dutch jets might become unsafe for their pilots. The planes might rack up those hours in just a couple of years. Did you hear that? So just after a few hundred hours of hard flying that further stresses their aging airframes, the ex-Dutch jets might become unsafe for their pilots. I said this, man. I said this since the first time they said they're going to send those garbage armored vehicles, and the French sent those 1962 fucking tanks on rubber wheels. Check them out. I said, guys, you send these guys like as if you're going to find the T-34? Was it T-34? I think so, yeah, in the Second World War. The Russian Stalin's tank. Oh my God, I said it. This is a crime. You knowingly send this depleted, old, garbage, sick weapons, barely functional. And now, who do you think you're going to meet over there? You're going to meet Suhois and MiGs. Are they bad? Jesus Christ. And you're going to meet S-400, S-300s, air defense systems. They're going to pick them like flies, smack, swap, swap, swap. As Russian wider war in Ukraine grinds towards its third year with no signs of slowing, to say nothing of ending, it's time for planners in Kiev to think long term. What jets should the Ukrainian Air Force ask for or buy to succeed the weary F-16s? They will not receive anything. Well, one option is more F-16s right there. Yeah, then is the Gripens from Sweden, from Saab. Well, both cost a lot of money right here. The F-16. Anything else here? They're going to be the what? What else? Looking for the Brits to come over and say, well, we're going to give you the Harrier. I don't see anything here. F-16s all over. F-16s, nothing more. I mean, they don't give the Turks F-35s. F-35 are going to give the Ukrainians F-35. No, they are not even going to be used by the American pilots in Ukraine because they're afraid they're going to be shut down and it's going to be bad for business. There will not be a good advertising moment for Lockheed Martin, I think it makes them, or whatever, who makes them. So my friends, I don't need it. I would throw in the garbage because it's not good and not safe. But hey, I'm going to gift it to you. And you know what? I'm going to put a medal right here because I'm virtuous. Did you see the Whistle, I can't remember his name, the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, not Wilders, the one is still currently in place, I think, the guy over there in office. He took pictures with Zelensky when he visited the Netherlands a month ago. They were both on F-16s and all that. That is going to be death in the air, my friends, for the Ukrainians. But hey, Zelensky doesn't care. Why would he? His people. Thank you very much for being with me again today. That's a crime. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.